ability is you have the power to force a media outlet. Let's be clear. The New York Post isn't just some random guy tweeting. The New York Post has the fourth highest circulation of any newspaper in America. The New York Post is over 200 years old. The New York Post was founded by Alexander Hamilton. And your position is that you can sit in Silicon Valley and demand of the media that you can tell them what stories they can publish, and you can tell the American people what reporting they can hear. Is that right?
No, this was a, every person, every account, every organization that signs up to Twitter agrees to a terms of service. Terms of service is
so
public.
Media outlets must genuflect and obey your dictates if they wish to be able to communicate with readers. Is that right?
No, not at all. We recognized an error in this policy, and specifically the enforcement.
You're still blocking their posts. You're still blocking their posts. Right now, today, you're blocking their posts.
We're not blocking the post. Anyone can tweet.
Can the New York Post post on their Twitter account?
If they go into their account.
No is your answer to that. No, unless they genuflect and agree with your dictates. Let me ask you something. You claimed it was because of a hacked materials policy. I find that facially highly dubious and clearly employed in a deeply partial way. Did Twitter block the distribution of the New York Times' story a few weeks ago that purported to be based on copies of President Trump's tax returns?
We didn't find that a violation of our terms of service in this policy in particular, because it was reporting about the material. It wasn't distributing the material.
Okay, well, that's actually not true. They posted what they purported to be original source materials, and federal law, federal statute makes it a crime, a federal felony, to distribute someone's tax returns against their knowledge. So that material was based on something that was distributed in violation of federal law, and yet Twitter gleefully allowed people to circulate that. But when the article was critical of Joe Biden, Twitter engaged in rampant censorship and silencing.
And again, we recognized errors in that policy. We changed it within 24 hours. This is.
But you're still blocking the New York Post. You haven't changed it.
We have changed it. They can log into their account, delete the original tweet.
You forced a Politico reporter to take down his post about the New York Post as well. Is that correct?
Within that 24-hour period, yes. But we, as the policy has changed, anyone can tweet.
So Twitter takes the view you can censor the New York Post, you can censor Politico, presumably you can censor the New York Times or any other media outlet. Mr. Dorsey, who the hell elected you and put you in charge of what the media are allowed to report and what the American people are allowed to hear? And why do you persist in behaving as a Democratic super PAC, silencing views to the contrary of your political beliefs?
Let's give.
You are listening to Ada Jet Noise, and this is the Morning Flyby.
Good morning, good morning. That was Ted Cruz taking on Jack Dorsey. I shouldn't say taking on, I should say taking it to Jack Dorsey. What a total douchebag. CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey. What a total douchebag he is. What is with the wannabe Rasputin nose ring long beard thingy? Wow. He's like the, Hunter Biden of social media. I take that back. Hunter Biden you can at least have some sympathy for him. He's just a total loser. He does loser things because he's a loser. Dorsey, on the other hand, you're going to be hard pressed to find anybody much more douchier than Jack Dorsey. Maybe Mark Zuckerberg. Because Mark Zuckerberg is, we'll do anything we can. I'm totally unaware. I want to help. I want to be on your side. Yeah, I'm going with Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg's probably the bigger douche out of the two. But Dorsey, giving him a run for his money. This that you're listening to right now, Ada Jet Noise. Ada Jet Noise. Go to Facebook. Find me, Ada Jet Noise. ADA Jet Noise. On Facebook, find my page. Hit like. You can find me on Parler. Ada Jet Noise. Just like on Facebook. On Parler. Follow me on the social media site that is apparently letting people say things and report things without giving them a hard time. On Twitter. On Twitter, Twitter's going to get more interesting because I'm going to get into that. I'm going to do the whole swashbuckling thing that I used to do on Facebook, where I kind of take on the left radicals and have a little fun. Let them call me mean names. And then I give it right back. And on YouTube, Ada Jet Noise on YouTube, or you can find it at Morning Flyby. Hit subscribe, give me some thumbs up, tell them that you love me. Let's get into this mess that we call America today. Again, Jack Dorsey, Sundar Pichai, and Mark Zuckerberg, CEOs, the social media giants. CEOs take a virtual hot seat before the Senate. Senator John Thune asked Mark Zuckerberg, my understanding is, this is Senator John Thune, of course, quote, my understanding is that a person that is in charge of the election integrity and security of Facebook is a former Joe Biden staffer. Is there someone closely associated with President Trump in the same role at Facebook? Why, of course not. Zuckerberg's response wasn't really that surprising. Quote, I think having balance is valuable, and we try to do that. I am not aware of the example of you say, that's a quote. I know I can butcher up some English, but that was a quote. Again, quote, of someone in charge of this process who worked for Biden in the past, so we can follow up on that. On a following up at this hearing. On a following up. That someone they both speak about is Aduola Makanju. If you saw my little silly video with the serious topic about Aduola Makanju. If you didn't, I'll attach it to this on Facebook and on Parler, so you can kind of get a background of who Aduola Makanju is. Makanju's connection with Biden campaign is indeed relevant. For example, the Trump campaign has alleged that widespread mail-in voting could lead to potential voter fraud or disenfranchisement. Who gave me that tongue twister? While the Biden campaign disagrees. The result, Facebook announced 4 weeks ago that it was coming down squarely in the Biden camp. No bias there. And it would take action to penalize the pages that shared stories questioning the reliability and integrity of mail-in voting. That seems a little unfair, but that's exactly what we're talking about. Makanju's role at Facebook also came under scrutiny after Facebook announced that it would throttle the reach of the New York Post story about the Biden shady dealings in the Hunter Biden laptop. Again, a little bias there. Just a little bit. And like I said before, there was a whole lot of, we'll get back to you on that. Some of the questioning carried on Senator Mike Lee and Mark Zuckerberg.
Senator, I can get you a list of some more of this, but there are certainly many examples that your Democratic colleagues object to when a fact checker might label something as false that they disagree with, or they're not able to.
I get that. I get that. I just want to be clear. I'm just asking you if you can name for me one high-profile liberal person or company who you've censored. I understand that you're saying that there are complaints on both sides, but I just want one name of one person or one entity.
Senator, I need to think about it and get you more of a list, but there are certainly many issues on both sides of the aisle where people think we are making content moderation decisions that they disagree with.
That was Mark Zuckerberg. Again, Mike Lee asking the question, Senator Mike Lee. Zuckerberg being very generic. When asked to name one high-profile liberal person that has never been censored, that has ever been censored on Facebook, Zuckerberg came off as unprepared and non-specific, which is kind of like his whole thing, isn't it? Where he's kind of like, I really don't know, but I really want to help. I really want to be on your side. As he tried to defend a claim of unbiased happening at the popular social media site. He wasn't the only one. Senator Lee asked Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, back to this douche, the same question. He tried to offer an almost childlike example of an incident about two unnamed congresspeople. But for the most part, more of the same.
Well, we can give a more exhaustive list, but again, we don't have an understanding of political actions of our accounts. But
I'm not asking for an exhaustive list. I'm asking for a single example. One. Just one individual, one entity, anyone.
We've taken action on tweets from members of the House for election misinfo.
Can you identify any example?
Yes, with two Democratic congresspeople on election misinfo. I'll get those names to you.
Great.
Last at bat was CEO Sundar Pichai, who attempted he tried to tell Mike Lee that he was asking the wrong question. Tried to convince him that he was asking the wrong question, and then he gave two clear-cut examples that had nothing to do with what the senator asked him.
Senator, I'll give specific examples, but let me step back. We don't censor. We have moderation policies which we apply equally. To give you an example,
I get that. I use the word censor as a term of art there, and I define that term. And I don't. Again, I'm not asking for a comprehensive list. I want to name any name.
We have turned down ads from Priorities USA, from Vice President Biden's campaign. We have had compliance issues with World Socialist Review, which is a left-leaning publication. We can give you several examples, but for example, when we have a graphic content policy, we don't allow for ads which show graphic, violent content in those ads. And we have taken down ads on both sides of the campaign, and I gave you a couple of examples.
Thank you, Mr. Pichai, for providing us with nothing. I say that the hearing was very, very effective in accomplishing nothing. We're still going to be stuck with the fact checkers. We're going to still be stuck with them getting to choose what we put on there. They are not platforms. They haven't been so for very, very long. They are publishers. Google is just the same. They're merely giving you what they feel is the right mindset. Your mindset means nothing to them. Their mindset is the right way to think about things. They are an indoctrination camp right on our phones, laptops, and tablets. The FBI investigating recent ransomware attacks spawned by Eastern European criminals are targeting dozens of U.S. hospitals, including incidents in Oregon, California, and New York. Federal officials on Wednesday urged healthcare facilities to beef up preparations rapidly in case they were next, or are next, excuse me. Experts said that the likely group behind the attack was known as Wizard Spider. Can you just see, like, guys with big bags of Doritos and, like, Orange Crush in their mom's basement? You know, tapping away between video games, hacking into hospitals and not having any clue, getting paid because, that's what ransomware is all about. So somebody's going to come up with something. But Wizard Spider is the name they came up with. They warn that such attacks can disrupt hospital operations and lead to loss of life. So that's where these guys are at. They also have a AKA UNC 1878. So Wizard Spider, or UNC 1878. The attacks prompted a teleconference call on Wednesday led by FBI Homeland Security officials for hospital administrators and cybersecurity experts. The FBI warned hospitals to make sure their backup systems were in order, disconnect systems from the internet where possible, and avoid using personal email accounts. So please, by all means, be careful. If you're hacked into a hospital main brain, please be careful. Make sure your IT department or your manager is aware of this. Some serious stuff happening here. Alan Liska with U.S. cybersecurity company Recorded Future. This is his quote, "This appears to have been a coordinated attack designed to disrupt hospitals, specifically all around the country. While multiple ransomware attacks against healthcare providers each week have been a commonplace, this is the first time we've seen 6 hospitals targeted in the same day by the same ransomware actor." National Geographic poll released early this month, 92% of 2,200 Americans surveyed said they always or sometimes wore a mask when leaving the house. Well, that's nice. We're all sort of contributing. We're all whining about it, but that's okay. You name somebody that really wants to wear the mask. No, go ahead. Who's all like, yes, put it on. Hard to breathe. Lines. The survey asked about 6 risk mitigation behaviors. Mask wearing, hand washing, keeping 6 feet away from others, which is so easy for me. Canceling social activities. I'm not social with anyone, so what am I canceling? Avoiding crowds and avoiding restaurants. Indeed. In general, the older respondents were the more apt to exercise these measures, if you will. But as early as April, 70% of all those 18 to 29 reported wearing masks, while 84% of those older than 60 did, which, again, makes a lot of sense because we're supposed to be protecting our elderly and providing with the information that they need in order to protect themselves. But by June, 86% of young Americans said they were wearing them, while 92% of the seniors said they were. So we are all pitching in. And it's a mask. We don't want to wear it. All right. And for the most part, we'll just avoid places that we need to wear these masks. Unless we necessarily have to go into them. People whining about masks, let them whine about the mask. Again, name me someone that's all thrilled about putting the mask on. I don't know healthcare professionals that want to put the mask on anytime. But they do. They have to. They know they have to, and they gladly will. But no one is like, can't wait to put that thing on my face. Who doesn't want a rash behind their ears? Last week, Apple TV announced that the beloved Peanuts holiday special would appear exclusively on Apple TV. Calling all Americans to take back our constitutional freedoms. The move to get the Peanuts back on regular TV brought on a petition. The petition itself gathered 170,000 signatures. They need 200,000 signatures for it to make an impact. The petition recalls the history of the Peanuts. Oh, that's a sweet petition. I like the Peanuts, right? Quote, the petition said, for over 50 years, we have celebrated the holidays with the airing of Peanuts Holiday Special on TV. First on CBS, then on ABC. To our shock and dismay, last night was announced that the Apple TV had swiped the football. I just got that. They swiped the football from a little Peanuts reference there from us and claimed the special for the Apple TV platform, leaving us devoted fans who have grown up, Charlie Brown and the Peanuts gang in the dark, unable to watch. I'm a little hurt by this one. It is the Peanuts, and just a little theory. Is it? Charles Schultz made it, and he's a baby boomer, right? He was a hippie back in the. But anyway, but it's almost like he saw the Gen X coming, because the whole kind of cynicism kind of thing. So the Gen Xers are the ones that actually grew up on the Peanuts, right? That was us. So for us, it's actually more important, the Gen Xers, right? Because we get to hand it down to our children and our grandchildren. So millennials, we don't care about, because you guys don't really like anything. At least that's the way it's coming off, for goodness sake. Or you got Power Rangers. So, enjoy your Power Rangers. And but the Xers seem to be the ones that are really tied into the Peanuts, and they want to give it to the Zs. And there's some late millennials that are not as mean to us. Yeah, you guys can bite back. I don't care. That's what I do. I get bit on. But the Gen Xers are the ones that grew up on the Peanuts, and I think that we're the ones that kind of want to hold on to these things and then pass these things on to our children and our grandchildren. So leave your comments. I mean, this is kind of a sweet topic. The Peanuts. I mean, they are kind of important to our mindset. We grew up on those. It's a sweet piece of Americana, if you will. Again, thank you for joining me. This one is over. Please find me on Facebook, Jet Noise, on Parler. You can find me as well. Excuse me. And on YouTube, Jet Noise. Hit subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Show them that you love me. This is Jet Noise. I will see you in the near future. Until then, big hug. Be good. Be still. Enjoy your life.